single and dating, listen up. Date multiple men until you're actually exclusive with someone. Your situationship does not count as a relationship. Falling in love with a man that you've matched with and exchanged messages with is also not a relationship.
I'm giving up dating because I went on a great date and got ghosted. So I matched with this guy on Bumble, and it was one of those rare occasions where you just hit it off immediately and the chat flows. Then we had a video call that lasted about 2.5 hours and we got on really, really well. So we planned a date in. Went on an afternoon date, went and played pool, and I thought it went amazing. The chat flowed the entire time, we were laughing and joking. I found him really attractive, don't know what he thought of me. We definitely got on well. It was just a really enjoyable time. The whole day, he kept talking about all the things we should do next time we go out. So if we spoke about a restaurant, he'd be like, oh, we should go there next time. When we were joking around about how shit I was at pool, I was like, oh, but I'll beat you at virtual darts. He was like, well, next time we'll have to do virtual darts. When I asked him what he was like at mini golf, he was like, oh, I've never played, like we should go and do that. We both do Muay Thai, and when I said I had a lesson coming up this week, he was like, oh, I haven't trained Muay Thai in ages, like I'll come with you. Then it wasn't an expensive date by any means, but he paid, and he walked me to my car at the end and gave me a hug and said he'd had a great time. And we texted straight after the day. I said I'd had a lot of fun, and he said he wished he could have stayed and chatted longer. And I was the last person to send a message that evening. I just asked how his night was going, and then he ignored it. And I've been ghosted ever since. It might sound dramatic to say you're going to give up dating because you've been ghosted once, because people get ghosted all the time. If you've been following these videos and you know my dating journey, last year and the year before I dated tons and gave it a really good go. Because it wasn't working, I took an 8-month break where I was completely celibate, single, didn't even speak to a single guy. Been back on the dating apps for 3 weeks. He's the only person I went on an in-person date with. And after 8 months of feeling better about myself, I feel shit again. And I don't particularly care that he didn't want me. So rare to find a connection. And most people we meet aren't going to like us. But it has made me feel shit that he was misleading and making out like he was interested. And I hate the lack of communication and just being left in the dark. Don't care how healed you are and how much healing you've done and how much time you've spent on your own. It's still not going to be nice when you meet someone that ticks all your boxes. And I meet someone I like maybe once a year, every 2 years. Not going to be nice when they reject you. I liken it to job hunting. If you were job hunting for years and you found an amazing job, it was everything that you wanted, and then you had an interview and it went really well, and then the recruiters either ghost you or message you to say you're not getting the job, you're going to feel rubbish. People might say, oh, you haven't followed up, you haven't messaged again. But I've learned from experience that if someone is excited about you and they like you, they will want to message you. And if they're not, they don't. So to me, no message is the message. After 3 weeks trying to date, I'm going back into dating retirement. The dating pool is absolutely full of men who are misleading and don't communicate and have no regard for your feelings and are happy to just start building a connection with you and then cut it off with no regard. And I hate that when you go on a date, you can't actually believe anything they say because they don't mean what they say. And as healed and secure in myself as I am now, it still does make you question your self-worth a little bit. All these little thoughts creep in of, oh, maybe I wasn't attractive enough, or maybe I wasn't funny enough, or maybe I was awkward or too full on. But obviously you never find out the true reason why people don't want to see you again. Dating is savage and it can knock your self-esteem. And I don't want to be 37 years old and having to do repair work on my self-esteem every time I deal with a guy that either miscommunicates or can't communicate. I've learned from this experience that I'm a highly sensitive individual. Dating apps are not good for highly sensitive people, and no amount of healing is going to take that out of me. That is who I am as a person, and that is my personality. So I need to meet people in a more organic way where we get to know each other as friends and humans first, and we're not going on dates where there's pressure and expectation. I need to just be meeting people in real life and getting to know them as friends first. I'm going to turn this page more into how to build your self-esteem and live a really happy single life without a man.
If you're a single woman, stop using these dating apps. These dating apps are catered for the convenience of men. They make it easier for men. And they lower the standards for men on these apps. Men are meant to pursue you organically in person. That's how it always has been in the beginning of time. Dating apps are not natural. They are not meant to be taken this seriously. You know, they're meant for short-term dating and all of that stuff, but they're not meant for long-term commitment. So if you want to meet someone in person, just go out, step out of your house, just go somewhere, go out And trust me, if you have the right body language, men will start approaching you. You know, if you're going out and you're on your phone, you're glued to your phone, or if your head is down, no guy is going to approach you. You know, get up, get cute, go out, go wherever. It doesn't even matter where you go. Just go out there where there's people. There's no specific right place for you because we're all different. Like, there's people that meet their person out in the wild. Like, you know, that's how it's meant to be. So stop normalizing dating apps. Dating apps are not meant to be on for long-term relationships because they don't work. They never work because there's so many options for these guys. And then they go through these swiping motions and they get off on that. I'm sorry to say, but that's the truth of it. You know, and they don't require much energy and effort. It's so convenient for them. But why are you making it so convenient for them? Stop entertaining them on the apps and go out. There are men out there at coffee shops, bars, restaurants, grocery stores, everywhere. It doesn't even matter where you go. If you have the right intention and the right body language, men will start approaching you. It's so easy.
So I went on a third date with this guy. And at the end of the date, he like leans in because, you know, it was a nice date. It went really well. And he literally goes like this. Like, I thought that was a meme. I thought that was like, but he literally did it. And I didn't, because my eyes were, it was like this. Like, we like hit each other and his mouth was like open on my mouth. And then I went, what? And he went, what? And then I said, close your mouth. And then he said, open your mouth. And I said, I can't believe we're having this conversation right now. And then I dated him for 3 months. And that was a red flag and I didn't pay attention to it. Anyway, have a great day.
I'm 24, turned 25 in September, so I feel like the men who it's appropriate for me to date right now are 24 to like 28, maybe 29. I know I want to have my first kid while I'm still in my 20s, and I know I want to get married in my 20s. So I haven't met the man yet, and y'all are telling me right now that men who are in their 30s are probably the better option, but they want that now, and I don't want that for at least 2 to 3 more years. You know, not really sure what the appropriate dating range is. The last guy I talked to, he was 23. So the thing about dating men in their 30s is that they either are going to commit to you or they're going to like just fuck around with you. And then the thing about dating men who are like more your age, I'm 24. So men who are in their early to mid 20s, they will kind of flip-flop between both. Are they going to like play the middle ground? They're not going to commit to you. They're not just going to like sleep around with you. They're kind of just going to give you a little bit of both, have you guessing which one. Men in their 30s will not have you guessing. That's the one thing I've learned. I genuinely don't know if I ever want to be around another 30-year-old like that. I just don't think we have enough in common. Now, I honestly want to date somebody who's around 25, 26. I don't want them to be too much older than me. I just feel like we won't have anything in common. Like, what are we going to talk about for real, though? Like, for real. And then, obviously, in my mind, I'm thinking about how there's women who are in their late 20s, early 30s who are wanting to date men their age. And if those men are dating somebody who's way younger like me, it's like, what the fuck? I would hate to be them being like, bitch, stay in your lane. But my lane doesn't want to commit to me, y'all. My lane doesn't want to start building with me. Your lane does.